So, why do you need to understand your brain? Why does that matter? Um, well, when you live with any difficult issue, and just being alive today can elicit enough stress to create the negative effects of stress. It goes most often beyond good stress and moves into the damaging stress. And so, understanding your brain, it's helpful, and your nervous system, because when you can attune to your brain and your system, you can understand, like, you can feel into which state you're in. And when we're in states of fight and flight, our brain is in a completely different state than when we're in a hypocollapsed. And our nervous system feels different when it's in the hyperactivation or the hypoactivation. And your brain, we have different brain waves running at different times when we're doing different things, different times of day, when, depending on what you live with, what issues or struggles you live with. The depressed brain is chemically different, and that's not by choice. So understanding how your brain responds and how it works, especially in regard to the connection with your vagus nerve and your nervous system, that's our lived experience, right? And so the more you can learn about your brain, how it just functions, it helps us to take the pressure off ourselves and be kinder, more kind and compassionate to ourselves, because we understand, like, this is just an automatic response. And while other people may not have the responses that you do, no one else has your lived experience. And our everything from our genetics and our experience, our family, our parents' experience, our experience in utero, and then every experience we have throughout our life, how we're nurtured. Our nature is always our own, but how we're nurtured really alters how that looks. And so don't judge yourself, and just start to be curious about your brain and your nervous system, and that will lead you down the right path towards finding the tools that will work for regulating or adjusting your nervous system. So the more you can learn about the brain and the nervous system, the better. And the vagus nerve and polyvagal theory page has a lot of information and links to other helpful and reputable resources for connecting more with your nervous system and with your brain. And every style of neuromeditation impacts the brain differently. And so, what style you need really depends on what state you're in and what you want, what goal you have. So, it's the key to understanding ourselves and our lived experience better, as well as to gaining more agency and ability to work with our system and shift it towards our desired goals. And again, it's just a tool, but this understanding can really help us profoundly understand ourselves better, our system, how it operates, why it operates that way, unpack what you discover with your therapist, because you will discover things. And the more you can hone in on that listening and increasing the interoception, the stronger your ability to then regulate or to bring in tools that will work for your system. It increases the efficacy of that.